Alrighty, well let's get started with this webinar. Let's get started in talking about what I'm going to be teaching today. And I'm going to be showing you how I generate an additional 5 to 10 new cases for my clients each and every month. And how I do that is through search engine optimization, through Google AdWords, and through Facebook ads. And what I find with most of the clients that I've worked with that are attorneys is that most get this wrong. So by the end of this webinar, I guarantee that you're going to have a practical game plan to generate 5 to 10 more cases into your law firm each month. A very simple, practical game plan to do that. So briefly, before we kind of get into the meat and potatoes of this webinar, I want to talk to you just briefly about who I am. My name is Adam Maywald. I've been doing internet marketing for over 10 years. I have started 3 different successful internet marketing companies over the last 10 years. During that 10-year time, I have worked with companies that have been featured on the Fortune 500 list, on the Inc. 500 list, and that have been listed within the D&B. Companies and brands that you'd recognize like Costco, like MotorTrend, and like Allergan, who make Botox and Latisse. I'm currently the CEO of Integrated Lawyer, and we focus on building internet marketing campaigns for attorneys and law firms across the U.S. So I'm going to show you just a few case studies of some of the clients I've worked with and their results, and then we're going to get into the real meaty stuff about how you can use the same strategies I do to generate more cases for your law firm. So here's an example of one of our clients. He is a criminal defense attorney in Los Angeles, and what you're looking at here is his call tracking that we use for him, and this is what we use for all of our clients as well. So you'll see that over the last month we've generated a total of, down here in the bottom left of the screen, you'll see that we generated a total of 48 phone calls for him with a unique call volume of 34. So this has resulted in a definite increase in business for him. You'll see that the top call source is all from his website. Great analytics here. We can see the time of day, the actual time, and how much time is being spent on the phone call. Another case study of ours is a maritime attorney, and this attorney has received 51 phone calls over the last month in total, with a total unique call volume of 16. So that's just saying that a lot of these people are calling back and they're continuing to get more information and more advice from this attorney. Let's show you some examples of search engine optimization that we do for our clients and what that means for them. So here's a personal injury attorney in a certain city in the US, and after 1 month working with us, we got her ranking number 2 here in Google for her primary keyword, which is the city that she's in, and then personal injury attorney. So it really doesn't get any more precise of a keyword than that. And what happened was, once we got her to number 2 in Google, she started with us in April, and since then she has seen a tremendous growth in traffic, and as a result of that traffic growth, she's seeing more calls, more inquiries from her web forms on our website, and definitely more new cases into her law firm. So those are just some of the examples, and I'm going to be showing you today all of the strategies that we use to generate more phone calls and more traffic to the law firms that we work with. Before I do that, I want to show you what other people say about me, just to give you a little social proof about who I am. Now, on each one of these slides are going to be just small little testimonials or things people have said about me. They're all coming from my LinkedIn, and you'll notice at the bottom left of this slide here is a URL. It's linkedin.com/in/Adam Maywald. So please feel free to go there, connect with me on LinkedIn, do your due diligence on me. I have dozens and dozens of other testimonials from past clients and colleagues on there, so please feel free to, again, connect and read through that. So I'm not going to read all of them and what they say, but I'm just going to briefly just kind of say briefly what they say. John here says that highly motivated, and I am always understanding the knowledge of the search engines and the different techniques that go into that. Lynn, who works with CBS, says he's engaged with me on some high-end projects, and I always deliver on time and does excellent work. Lynn's a great guy too. Greg here at the bottom says, I would highly recommend Adam and his company. They truly are the very best at what they do. And then lastly, Janine, who I've known for many years, she actually works at Google, and she says that I have lots of success on all the projects I work with. So again, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can read through some of that and just get to know me as well. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of why you got on this webinar. You wanted to generate more cases into your law firm. You want new clients, and you want more revenue for your firm. So I'm going to be showing you SEO. I'm going to be showing you the two elements that are important to SEO, which is title tag optimization and doing external link building. I am also going to be talking to you about Google AdWords. Now, this is a huge problem with the majority of my attorney clients that I work with, is that they don't understand how to optimize their ad titles, and keyword segmentation is horrible with clicks or keywords being anywhere from $20 to $90 a click. I mean, keywords for Google AdWords, PPC, are some of the most, for attorneys, are some of the most highest amounts per click in the industry. And I've seen them at $90, $100 a click. So, and most attorneys I've worked with say they don't like doing AdWords. And in fact, all of my attorneys do AdWords because of it does work. You just have to set it up right. So I'm going to be showing you how we set it up at my company and how you should be setting it up to maximize your ad spend there. And lastly, I'm going to be showing you Facebook ads, and I'm going to give you examples of how to attract the right demographics. And by no means does this mean we're going to be showing you how to set up a Facebook fan page for your law firm and telling you to write posts about how your office assistant learned how to order new pens at OfficeMax. That's not what this training is going to be about. It's going to be about actionable information on creating ads that target the demographics that you want. It's going to be awesome. So let's jump into the first portion of the SEO, which is title tag optimization. So what you're looking at here is a Google search for Miami DOI attorney. And that's going to be our general theme throughout this whole presentation here, is Miami DOI attorney is kind of the keyword we'll be using. So I'm sure everyone's familiar with a Google keyword search, or a Google search engine results page. So when you type in Miami DOI attorney, this is what would pop up. So this is number 1, number 2, and number 3. Now the title tag for each one of these attorneys is that bolder, bluer section above the pictures there. Now you don't actually see a title tag within a client's website. On your law firm site, you can't see the title tag necessarily. It's not something that you can physically look at. It is in the HTML. So it's just important that you see, or that you understand where it is. Now the one thing I want to show you or illustrate here is that with each of these attorneys that are ranking number 1, number 2, and number 3, they all have the same thing in common, which is they all have the appropriate keyword in their title tag. If they want to be ranking for Miami DOI attorney, well, they put that keyword in their title tag. And each one of these attorneys has done that. They all have Miami DOI attorney or lawyer, which Google also illustrates as attorney as well. So if you are a DUI attorney or a divorce attorney or a personal injury attorney in a certain city, then it would be a good idea to make sure that you optimize your title tags on each one of your pages within your website to have the appropriate keyword in there that you want to rank for. That tells Google that that specific page on your site is in fact about that keyword, and then it'll move you, Google will move you up higher in their search engine algorithm. So I'd say that's step one to having an effective SEO campaign, is making sure that your title tag has the keyword that you want to rank for. So the takeaway here for the title tag optimization section is making sure that your keywords are in the title tag of the HTML for top search engine rankings. And that goes for basically all the search engines, not just Google, but for Bing and for Yahoo. So the second portion of SEO is external link building. And at my company, at Integrated Lawyer, we use a service called ahrefs.com. And what that service does is it shows you the links that are coming into a website. So what you want to do is, keeping with the theme of Miami DOI attorney, you want to look at all the websites that are ranking there in the top 10 and grab each one of those website addresses. And then you want to go to ahrefs.com and you want to plug in that URL individually into each one of them. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in the next slide, actually. But the goal here is that to rank in Google, not only do you have to have optimized title tags, but Google wants to see that other websites are linking to you, that you're getting links from either other attorneys out there on the internet or other websites that are related to your city in the area. That's what Google likes. It's almost like social proofing for Google's algorithm. They want to see that other people like you, almost like they raise their hand and saying, yes, I validate that person. And the way Google does that is by counting how many links you have going to your website. So your first step, your action steps here, is to find all the competitors that are ranking above you in Google. So I'd go to page 1, page 2, and page 3 into Google and grab all the other websites that are ranking above you there. You want to grab them, and then you want to go into ahrefs.com and plug in each one individually. And I'm going to show you here what it looks like. Once you do that, you plug in, well, in the example here is DUIMiamiLawyer.com. Plug in that person's website address and you click on the external tab there up at the top. And what will happen is that it'll show you all the websites that are giving DUIMiamiLawyer.com a link. Someone has placed a blue link back to that person's website. So if I was a DUI attorney in Miami and I was ranking on page 11, which no one is going to see, this is the step that I would do after I optimize my title tag, is I would go and I'd look at all the people that were ranking on page 1, I'd plug them into ahrefs.com, I'd see where they were getting a link, and you can see that by plugging them in here and then just contacting each one of these websites. Either contact the webmaster, the person that's in charge of the website, or the attorney themselves, and saying, hey, I see that you have a link to DUIMiamiLawyer.com. Would you give me a link onto my website as well? So the takeaway here is that by doing this, you're going to be generating the right types of links to your website, which equal higher rankings. You'll see that these people they're already ranking in Google. They're already doing a good job. So they've already done the grunt work for you. So you should piggyback off of their success in ranking in Google and go ahead and just cherry pick all the links that they've already generated. So it's not about getting a whole bunch of links from all over the place. It's about getting the right links, which is going to equal higher rankings in Google. So doing the title tag optimization and doing external link building, you will definitely see higher rankings in Google. And the whole point of higher rankings is more visibility for your law firm, more clicks into your website, and more phone calls, which means more cases and clients. So let's move on to Google AdWords. And this Google AdWords is one of the biggest problems I see with my clients. They'll come to me and they'll say, Adam, Google AdWords doesn't work. I've tried it. I've spent thousands. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars, and I'll maybe get a couple of clients here and there. And I'll log into their account and I'll look at it and I'll say, well, you know what? You're doing it all wrong. You are spending a bunch of money, and you're doing it all wrong. And within the next couple of minutes here, I'm going to show you 90% of what people do wrong and how you can fix it and have your ad spend last you 10 times as long, which is going to mean more clients into your law firm. So the first portion is ad title optimization. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Google AdWords or if you haven't done it yet, this is again, keeping with the theme here, Miami DOI attorney. This is the search results for this keyword. And these are the top 3 Google AdWords PPC people that are ranking here. Now here, you'll see are the actual ad titles with the arrows there that I've placed. So those are the titles that they are using for their PPC. Again, if you don't know what Google AdWords is, it's usually at the top or the right sidebar of Google searches. And if it's at the top, it'll usually be in a color box, a really light, kind of a pinkish, peachish color or a bluish color. So these are the ad titles. Now, I've come up with a formula that I've worked with over the past probably 6 or 7 years now, and I've done it in, gosh, dozens and dozens of industries, and it works every single time, this little ad title formula. I use it everywhere I go with any clients I use, and it works great for attorneys. So here is the formula that I use. It's number 1, and then your city, and then the type of law that you practice, and then either attorney or lawyer. So let's do an example together here, keeping with the same theme of Miami DOI attorney. Number 1, Miami DOI/DWI attorney. Now, I put in DWI in there because you do have 25 characters to work with, so I always try to use as many characters as possible with my ad titles. So this very simple formula generates more clicks with your ads every single time. Utilizing this one strategy here, you're going to see a lift in your clicks. And I'm going to tell you the exact percentages that I typically see. So if you're not doing this yet with your Google AdWords, I would suggest jumping in there, make sure you write this down, write down this ad formula, and start utilizing this specific secret sauce that I use with my attorney clients. It works phenomenally, and you definitely get a higher click-through rate. So with this ad title formula, I typically see a 2% to 5% lift in clicks, which is huge. It's huge. Let me illustrate that with some numbers, though. So let's say your ad is shown 1,000 times. And on average, industry standard across the internet, you usually will see a 0.5% click-through rate, which results in about 5 clicks. Okay, so that's not very, you're not even doing 1% there. With this ad title formula, showing your ad 1,000 times, we'll see it anywhere from average of 2 to 5%. So I kind of went in the middle at 4%. You're going to see 40 clicks. So you're going to get more clicks. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit further down the webinar here how by you getting more clicks, you actually are going to decrease the cost per click. That's how Google AdWords works, and most people don't understand that. They have this quality score system in place, and it works great for getting you more clicks for less cost. So the takeaway for your ad title optimization is that an optimized ad title equals more clicks. And by using my formula that I put in place here, you will definitely see an increase, anywhere from 2 to 5% typically on average. So write that down, make sure that you utilize it in your AdWords campaigns. And if you have stopped your campaign, I'd suggest try to restart it again and start implementing that. So the next portion of this webinar, I'm going to talk to you about keyword segmentation or keyword segmenting. So I got to go over kind of how Google AdWords works a little bit so you understand how you can optimize your keywords a little bit better. So the screen you're looking at here, the snapshot, is of the Google keyword tool, Google AdWords keyword tool. And you'll notice off to the left here is that it says broad, exact, and phrase. And what that really means is broad match keywords, exact match keywords, and phrase match keywords. You'll notice that broad doesn't really have anything around it. Exact has brackets around it, and phrase has quotes around it. Important to see, and I want you just to look at that and kind of place it in your mind for the next few slides here, because it's going to be important for the rest of the campaign that we talk about. So you'll see here that we did a search for Miami DUI attorney, and we checkboxed broad and exact and phrase match, and you'll see that the one in brackets has 720 searches and $60 a click. Very expensive. You'll notice the one that has quotes around it also has 720 and is about the same amount, 60. And then the naked one, I call it, or broad match, has 3,600 local searches. So important to see the local monthly searches, to notice that that number, especially with the broad match, is a lot larger than the one with brackets and the one with phrases. And we're going to go into what those mean and why those numbers are smaller and how you should be utilizing those a little bit better. So let's talk about broad match just for a minute here. Let's say you have a base keyword of Miami attorney. Now, I have a lot of attorneys that come to me when we start a campaign. They say, Adam, I'm a DUI attorney in Miami, but when someone types in Miami attorney, I want to make sure that I pop up. Anytime they need an attorney, my ad should be popping up. And I'll say to them, well, you only focus with your law practice, we're focusing on DUI, correct? I'm like, yes, but I want to make sure that I show up. I don't want to lose anyone, but I want to show up for a Miami attorney, just like how it's shown on the screen here. And usually when I'll log into someone's campaign, they've told me they spent thousands and thousands of dollars on, it's just with keywords like this. It's just their city, or maybe it says DUI attorney. So let me show you a proprietary tool that we use inside of my firm to find keywords under a base keyword. So off to the left here and off to the right, you'll see keywords that have the base keyword of Miami attorney as well as kind of secondary phrases. And you'll look off to the left, top left there, you see Miami attorney jobs, or Miami attorney general, or Miami attorney shot by son. That's not good. Or going down a little bit further, Miami attorney salary. So by you entering into your Google AdWords campaign just the keyword Miami attorney, you are going to be showing up for all these other secondary keywords. You're going to be getting people clicking on you that aren't relevant. They're not actionable. They have no intention to pick up the phone and utilize your services. And that's important. And this is probably the #1 reason why I see my attorneys fail with Google AdWords, is that they're not choosing the right keywords. And majority of the time they're using broad match. They're punching in keywords without having brackets around it or phrase or quotes around it. And by not putting brackets or quotes around it, you are being shown for any type of keyword that has the word Miami or attorney in it. You look to the right there and we see Miami County attorney, Miami aviation attorney, Miami collection attorney. Now if you're a DUI attorney, those keywords would not be relevant for you, and you would not want someone to click on that. And at $25, $30, $50, $60, $90 a click for some of these keywords I've seen for attorneys, that starts to add up. It adds up quickly, especially on keywords that aren't going to give you any new cases or new clients. So the moral here is to never have broad match type keywords in your AdWords campaigns. Make sure that you are always focusing your keywords and using phrase match and exact match, which I'm going to talk to you about on the next couple of slides, is what those look like. Phrase match. Now let's say our base keyword is Miami DUI attorney, in quotes. Here, using that same tool I talked about in the last slide, are keywords that have our base keyword along with secondary keywords. And just to give you a definition of phrase match, It basically means that you have to have that phrase in the keyword, and then you can also have other keywords along with it. So if someone types in Miami DOI attorney and then something else, your ad will show up. So you look off to the left and right here, you'll see Miami DOI lawyer cost, or Miami-Dade DOI attorney, Miami Beach DOI attorneys. Now those are very specific, high intention types of keywords that you want to have your ad being shown for. Those are the types of keywords that people are going to pick up the phone and give you a phone call on. That's important. Those are the type of keywords, not Miami DOI attorney jobs or Miami DOI attorney salaries. That could be just someone doing homework on becoming an attorney. And because of the nature of how we like to just click, everyone's very click happy, especially on Google. They see something, it's a blue link, they click it. Unbeknownst to them, they just cost you $25, $40 right there. And they were maybe just doing some research, or they were just bored at work. You don't want people to click on your ads that are bored at work. You want people that have just been pulled over, and if you're a DUI attorney, and they did a search on their phone. That's the type of person that you want. And these types of keywords here, under phrase match, putting the keywords in quotes here will help ensure that your ads are going to be shown for keywords that have high intention of someone picking up the phone and giving you a phone call, or going to your website and filling out your quote form. So important. The last portion is exact match. An exact match is putting the keyword in brackets there. So again, if we have the keyword Miami DOI attorney, then you are only going to show up for that specific keyword and no variations. So if someone types in Miami DOI attorney cost, you would not show up. It's very precise. Miami DOI attorney. They have to type in that keyword. When you put this thing in brackets, this keyword in brackets in your Google AdWords campaign, the person, the searcher, can only search for that keyword and have your ad show up, and no other type of other words. So that's important. And I use that especially when my clients tell me that they have a budget and it's a smaller budget than usual. And they say, Adam, I have a limited budget this month. Let's only focus on keywords that are going to be very actionable. And we'll say, okay, so let's do, if you're a Miami DOI attorney, let's focus on that keyword, Miami DOI lawyer, Miami DOI attorney quote would be another one. Those are keywords that have very, very high intention of picking up the phone call, or picking up the phone and placing a phone call, which is important. That's what you want. That's what you want, people that are going to, that need your services and want to make a phone call to you. So the takeaway here for this Google AdWords section is exact match and phrase match only. Please do not use broad match. You are going to be wasting your money, and with clicks as high as they are in the attorney industry on Google AdWords, you just can't. You might as well just burn your money. It's just too much money to be spending on people that are searching for jobs and salaries and the Attorney General and looking for just a phone number of someone. You only want to stick with people that have high intention of becoming a new client and getting a new case out of it. So only work with keywords with brackets and phrases around it. Exact match and phrase match only. So let me show you an example of what we did with a client of ours. This image here is showing kind of a before and after picture here. And you'll see right here is we ended up pausing the campaign because our campaign beat the original campaign. But when we logged into this client's campaign, we saw that they were getting a basically 1.5% click-through rate. So that's good. That was above average of the kind of the 0.5. So they're doing a good job, and they're getting, for their keywords, they're getting $7 a click. And after a month of us optimizing that campaign, we basically tripled the amount of clicks they got. They started getting a 4% click-through rate on their ads. Huge success on their campaign. So they started getting 3 times the amount of traffic. In addition to that, because of how Google's algorithm works, we actually lowered the cost per click down to $4.58. So they were spending $7 a click, and then we lowered it to $4.58 a click. And how we did that is because Google actually gives you a bonus for getting more clicks on your ads. So since we raised their CTR here, their click-through rate, since we tripled it, Google said, hey, you're showing ads that are relevant to the people searching. Thank you for that. We're going to lower the amount of cost per click. So this is how we start optimize a campaign. So if you have a certain budget, we make it so that you're not only going to be getting higher clicks, but you're going to be spending less amount of money to do that. So you're not going to be spending that $40, $50, $60 a click anymore. You're going to be spending less because of doing these optimization techniques. So make sure you use the ad title formula. And you also utilize keyword segmentation in your Google AdWords campaigns. You will see a higher click-through rate, and you will lower your cost per click. Phenomenal results there. So let's talk about Facebook ads for a minute and how most of my clients don't even think that they should be using Facebook. And I say, why not? Again, this section that I'm going to be discussing is not about creating a Facebook fan page. It's not about how you should have a law firm fan page talking about what you guys did at your meeting or a new case that you got. In fact, I don't think that most people are going to really care about those things. What this is showing your ads to the right demographics online, on the right demographics on Facebook. And I have a lot of clients that tell me, they say, Adam, my clients aren't, or the people that use my services, they aren't on Facebook. And this is what I say to them every single time. I actually say this. There are 1 billion users on Facebook. There's 1 billion people on Facebook. Your demographics, your potential prospects, they're on Facebook. They're there. You just got to figure out a way to attract them to your business. 50% of the US is on Facebook. So your potential prospects, your new cases are on Facebook. So we're going to go over how to do that. So again, this isn't about fan pages. This is about displaying ads. Now what you're seeing here is my own Facebook newsfeed here, and the arrows illustrate where ads are being shown now in Facebook. That my top tier business is a suggested post, and it's an actual ad by someone who's a marketer, and my ads that I get on my screen on my Facebook page is mostly for marketing type stuff. Since I'm a marketer, people always are advertising marketing services to me. So I always see marketing types of stuff. But the cool thing here to take note is that it's right in my newsfeed. It looks like a friend posted it. And that's great. These have high click-through rates because of that. It looks like a friend posted this, and it's almost like a friend suggested it. And then also you have the ads off to the right there. So those are all ads related to marketing services or marketing courses or programs. So those are the two sections that Facebook is now showing ads in the news feed and then off to the right sidebar there. So let's go over some examples of how you can utilize Facebook and how to set up a campaign to target the right audience. So let's suggest that you are a personal injury attorney and your focus is on motorcycle accidents. Now this image you're looking at here to the bottom left is within Facebook ads. And you can go to this anytime. You just go to facebook.com/advertising. You can set up a campaign, and this is kind of how it starts. So obviously we're going to stick with the same campaign of Miami, and we only want to target people that live in Miami. So we're going to target the city of Miami. And we want to target people that are between 25 and up, since basically anyone 25 and up will probably potentially would have a motorcycle at that age. And then the next section is, and then the gender also, I forgot to mention, the gender is males. So we're making the assumption that women don't get in motorcycle accidents as much as men do, which is probably true. And then the last, which is always the most fun, is the precise interest here at the bottom. So we are targeting people that like motorcycles and that like certain types of motorcycles. Now, if this was a real live campaign, what I would do is I would do more homework and find different types of high-speed types of motorcycles that get in lots of accidents, and we would target those precise interests as well. So Kawasaki and maybe BMW types of motorcycles as well. This, by segmenting the group in Miami, we find that there's 7,800 people in the city of Miami that are 25 and older, who are men, who like motorcycles and like very high-speed types of motorcycles. And then the last part's important. Who graduated from college? Now, as an attorney, I'm sure you've run across clients that couldn't pay you and you do monthly installments, and then those months they stop paying. So it's important we want to focus on people that have graduated college, because the data suggests that people that graduate from college do in fact make more money. So that is an assumption just because of the data that's out there. So we're making an assumption on the demographics that people that graduate from college do in fact have money. And those are the types of people that you want to target. So if you were a personal injury attorney in Miami focusing on motorcycle accidents, this would be the type of demographic segmenting you'd want to use with your Facebook ads. Saying, hey, and you could have your ad saying, hey, been in a recent motorcycle accident, give me a call, we can talk about options. Free consultation. Or have a friend that's been in a recent motorcycle accident, give me a call and we can help. Okay, so that's an example of a personal injury attorney. Next, let's talk about an example of a DUI attorney. So, again, Miami, Florida is the city that we're focusing on, is the city. The age of the demographic here is we're going to suggest that we're only going to target people that are at least 21 and 30, somewhere in that range there. And the gender is going to be all, because men and female alike get DUIs, so there's no one that gets more over the other. Now, you may find some data in your area that suggests one does, and I'm very big on testing, so if you do find information in your city or state that says that a certain county or city gets more DUIs in a certain gender, then by all means just focus on that gender. And then the last one is the precise interest. So they like alcohol, that's a plus. And then also I did a quick search around Miami, Florida, and I found some popular nightclubs. So I plugged in people that have liked those clubs or checked into those clubs or have been there. So that's important. So by doing this audience segmentation here, we find that there's 7,200 people that live in Miami, Florida that are between the ages of 21 and 30 that like alcohol and have been to these types of nightclubs in Miami. So we could start tailoring ads to these people saying, hey, need a DUI attorney? Give me a call. Or we can target the friends too, saying, hey, have a friend that's had a DUI? Give me a call. And what's even funner is if you do something very, very precise, do an ad campaign, let's say to that Mansion nightclub there, saying, hey, got a DUI from leaving Mansions? Give me a call and we can help. So very precise demographic targeting here, and you can really hone in on your message to people that like alcohol, that go to nightclubs, that have potential to drink and drive, unfortunately. So the last example I want to give here is a family law attorney that specializes in divorces. So again, we're going to focus on Miami. We're also going to suggest the ages are between 28 and 32. And you may say that, wow, that's really precise, 28 to 32 years of age. Why that number? So I did a quick search in Google, and I found some stats that said the average age that people get their first divorce is 30. So by knowing that number, we kind of targeted in between that number there, 28 and 32. That's a good kind of segment to start with. And as your ad budget grows and you start getting more clients, I'd suggest always breaking that out more. Do 27 to 35, 26 to 40. There's also data out there that suggests the age of the second divorce. So you could always say, your ad could be, going through your first divorce, give me a call. And then maybe between the ages of 39 and 43 is, hey, going through your second divorce, give me a call. And then the gender here is women. And again, the same study that I looked at online when I was doing searches is that women, 66% of the time, start the divorce process. So with your ad here, you want to focus just on the women to start. And again, like I've said, I'm a big proponent of testing. So you could do campaigns to men as well and see how it converts. But I'm always big on taking my clients' budgets and then getting them quickest to results, either new clients, new customers, or at least more leads at minimum. So with this type of campaign, we see that we're targeting 15,000 people in the city of Miami between the ages of 28 and 32 who are female, who are married, and who are interested in men. So the last two are important. By doing this type of segmentation, we can suggest to these people on Facebook with an ad that says, hey, thinking about getting a divorce, give me a call and we can have a free consultation about it. Or you can also do, I always like to do friends ads as well. Hey, have a friend that's going through a hard time, give me a call and we can discuss divorce options. Ads that evoke emotion, and that's a good thing because we want them to pick up the phone and give you a phone call. So those are three great examples. I could do this all for another hour going through Facebook. If you're not using Facebook, it is a phenomenal way to segment demographics. I mean, you can get so granular with Facebook. So if you're not using Facebook, I highly recommend you jumping in there and start placing ads on there, start testing it. Here's a couple of campaigns I have with some clients running right now. And I want you to take a look at the CTR, which is the click-through rate. Now, I showed you click-through rates for Google AdWords, which is on average 0.5, and we'll get that up to, on a good campaign, we'll get it up to 4 or 5%. Within Facebook, we can get, you'll see on the left there, we can get it up to 19%, 8%, 3%. On the other side, 4 and 5%, easy. That's great. We want high click-through rates. We want people to see the ads and to click on them. What's even better than click-through rate is the cost per click. We're getting clicks for 4 cents, for 11 cents, for 7 cents. I mean, in Google AdWords, we're looking at 25 bucks, 50, 60. I mean, we looked at Miami DOI attorney, and that was 60, 50, it was 56, $60 a click just for a click. One click. That doesn't mean they're going to pick up the phone, but with Facebook, I mean, we're getting things for 4, 16 cents, even 16 cents is great. So if you're not getting in there and messing around with Facebook and understanding how it works, these are the types of results we're getting for our clients. You should be doing this within your own law firm because it is a huge market, and a lot of attorneys aren't taking action with Facebook. So you'll probably be one of the first in your area to actually do it. So by utilizing what I've shown today with the SEO, with the ad titles, and the title tag optimization, and utilizing external link building, and with Google AdWords, and focusing on the ad title formula, as well as doing keyword segmentation, and then with using Facebook and targeting the specific demographics. By using just those three, and there's so much more you can do online, but just using those three portions of what I've shown today, you should have no problem generating an extra 5 to 10 new cases each and every month. So let's talk about the reason why I'm here and why I'm showing you this webinar. You don't have the time to do all this. I understand that. You're an attorney. You spend 90% of your time at the courthouse, and when you're not there, you want to be home relaxing, or you're doing paperwork at the office. You don't have time to be messing around with SEO and understanding title tags and understanding how to change the HTML to put your keywords in the title tag, and doing external link building and figuring out where your competitors are getting their links from. and using Ahrefs to figure that all out, and then picking up the phone and trying to get links on those sites. It's a lot of work. As well as setting up Google AdWords or resetting it up and figuring it out how to do keyword segmentation and picking the right keywords and using phrase match and exact match and not doing broad match. You don't have the time to set up your ad titles and use that ad title formula on all your keywords. I understand that you only have so much time in the day and you want to focus on what you do best, which is law, practicing law. You don't have time to set up your Facebook ad and understand how to plug your ads in so that it's only shown to the right demographics. So I'm looking for a couple attorneys to work with. I work with a dozen attorneys now, and I have a couple of spots open to work with you. And I'm suggesting that I do all the work that I've outlined today. I will use SEO, how my company works, and the results that I've shown you today through the earlier portion of this webinar. And I will change your title tags. I will dig into your HTML and make sure that your keywords are being shown appropriately for the search engines. I will make sure that I do your competitor analysis for link building and use Ahrefs to find out where your competitors are getting their links and get you links to your websites from those same spots. I will do the work and have my team go into your Google AdWords campaigns and make sure that you're choosing the right keywords, using phrase match for your keyword, using broad match for your keywords, and I will make sure that we use my special sauce ad title formula so that we're getting you the highest click rate possible, and so that you're not spending $50, $60, $70 a click, but since we're going to use my formula, we're going to get you clicks that are going to be a lot cheaper than that, sometimes 30, 40% cheaper than what Google shows. My team will set that up for you. I'll also do the work on setting up a Facebook ad campaign and targeting the right demographics for the type of law that you're practicing, and start utilizing Facebook in your area so that you're on the ground floor of using Facebook and you start roping in all the clients in your area before any of your competitors or other law firms in the area start doing that. So I'm suggesting that I start doing this work for you. So I do have a couple requirements, though, to work with me. And the first one here is we got to be a good fit. I want to make sure that you really do actually need my services. The second is I'd never like to work with any attorneys in the same area within the same law practice. So if you are a Miami DOI attorney and I already have one that I'm working with, I won't work with another law firm that also specializes in Miami DOI attorney. Now, if you're a Miami divorce attorney, for instance, then yes, I'm ready to start working with you. That would be great. Let's put our heads together and let's build an effective campaign that's going to start bringing you 5, 10, 20, 30 new cases a month through the marketing strategies that I've kind of outlined here today, and then some, because there's more stuff that I didn't even go through today because it would just take too much time. And then lastly, as far as my requirements are concerned, is that you have a budget of at least $3,000 for online marketing. I want to make sure that you're serious, and I like to only work with serious law firms that understand the value of online marketing, and to do that, you do have to have a budget. In everything that we do online, there always has to be a budget to do the Facebook ads, to do the Google AdWords optimization, and to make sure that we optimize the title tags in Google. So if you have that budget, then let's work together. Let's do all this and start generating you more cases each and every month. So if that sounds like you, if you checked off yes to each one of those bullet points, you said, you know what, this sounds great. I don't have the time, but I like what you've said today, Adam, and I want to start utilizing your services. Here's what I want you to do next. I want you to think about a marketing strategy session with me, a 30-minute phone call. And here's what I'll need you to do. I want you to jump on a phone call with me, and we'll go over next steps on how my company and myself will start generating those 5, 10, 20, 30 new cases each and every month for you, utilizing SEO, Google AdWords, Facebook, banner advertising, and half a dozen other elements of online marketing that's going to generate you more cases. So what I need you to do is go to integratedlawyer.com/webinar, and there is a small questionnaire on that page. It's just a few questions, just your name and your email and a couple of marketing questions. And that questionnaire will go off to Nicole. Now, Nicole is my assistant, and she will give you a call back and schedule an appointment with me. She has access to my Outlook calendar, and she will make sure that I don't have anything pressing or I don't have any prior commitments, and make sure that you are available at the time that you need to be available. And then we will jump on a 30-minute phone call and do a marketing strategy session and focus on the things that are going to move the needle for you the most, that are going to generate you the most new clients in the shortest amount of time, utilizing SEO, Google AdWords, and Facebook as kind of our starting point. So again, go to integratedlawyer.com/webinar. Fill out the form there. It will take you less than 10 minutes. Make sure before you go there that my requirements and that you have the right budget and that you're serious and you want to take your firm to the next level, because I only want to work with serious attorneys that are looking to grow their business, that want more revenue, that don't want to have to worry about the marketing, that they want to worry about what they know best, which is practicing law. That's what my company does, is that we do what we do best, which is marketing your law firm. So if that sounds like you, if you met all those requirements that you saw, then please go to integratedlawyer.com/webinar and then fill out that quick form, and then Nicole will give you a call back, schedule an appointment, and then let's jump on a phone. We can chat and talk about next steps on getting you started with a campaign that's going to push your company and your law firm to the next level and start generating you more cases and put you at ease with your marketing concepts. So I'm sure you got a ton of value with it. If you didn't feel like you had the right requirements to work with me, I know that the strategy I taught you today, they're going to move the needle as far as generating more cases for you. I'm glad that you jumped on this. Thank you for taking the time to watch this webinar. Again, if you are someone that feels that you could utilize my services, please jump onto that URL you see on your screen, and Nicole will talk to you, and then we'll schedule a meet and let's do this. Thank you for your time, and you have a